Do you want to start a restaurant? How do we set up a restaurant in 2022? Setting up a restaurant, is it easy? Hello and welcome back to Freedom English channel. This is Sanaram. If you are someone who is planning to set up a restaurant, then I would request you to watch this video till the end because we are going to understand step by step how we can actually set up a restaurant in real life. The first step what we have to do is understand or decide the concept or the theme which we are going to use for a restaurant. So you will have to decide the type of cuisine which you are going to serve. Is the restaurant going to be a fine dining, or is it going to be a pub, or is it going to be a cafe, or is it going to be a food truck? Anything you like, anything that fantasizes you, but you have to decide on what you are going to do. Once you decide it, you will also decide on the theme or the concept which you are going to use there. In order to decide the theme or the concept, you need to understand average price per customer, which means when a customer comes into your restaurant, how much he or she is going to spend there in average. So once you know it, for example, we can assume in a pub, someone might spend from 500 to 600 average. If it is a fine dining, maybe 1000 to 1500. If it is a cafe, maybe 100 to 200. Once you know this, you can decide or evaluate how much from the capital you can pull in for the theme or the concept. So this is our first point. Second point is about the investment. From where are we going to get the investment? Is it going to be self-funded? If I have enough money, I can put it from my pocket and do it off, that's it. Else, I can have a partner, maybe a friend of mine or a relative of mine or my father or my mother who is going to club with me and start this restaurant. So they are going to pull in half money, I am going to pull in half money. A partnership business. Or we can also go for loans. That is the second option. But when you go for loans, you should always remember it's going to be a little hassle. It will not be hassle free. You need someone who can sign a surety for you, who says that if this person is not going to pay it back, I will be the one who pays it back. So you need someone like that. Or you need land or something which you can pledge and take a loan. It completely depends on your situation, but second option is going for a loan. Third one is angel funding. If you have another outlet which has been performing well, it is easy for you to get investors like this. Else, you should have such a strong idea that actually impresses someone to decide and pull in money for you. So these are some types of investments which you can utilize in your restaurant. Third point, evaluate the cost that is involved in setting up of a restaurant. First one, food cost. What are your raw materials? How much are you going to spend for them? Who are your vendors? Who are your suppliers? How much are you going to pay for them? Everything should be evaluated. In and around food expenditure has to be evaluated in this part. Second part is labor cost. How much people do you need? How much are you going to pay for them? And how much you actually need in order to run the restaurant smoothly. Everything should be evaluated. That comes under the labor cost. And then you have other costs, which includes your rent, your interiors, your license, your kitchen equipments. And speaking about the kitchen equipments, you should go for good ones, quality ones, because you need it for long run. If you go for something which is not up to the mark, then you might end up investing again in the center because it might get broken or it might get rusted or anything. But you should make sure that when you buy a kitchen equipment, you should think about the long run and pay a little more and buy a good quality one. And then the POS. You need POS in a restaurant. Without POS, like point of sale, you cannot run a restaurant smoothly. And the last point here is marketing. You have to focus on marketing. You have to at least give like 10 to 20% of your capital in marketing because you need to inform people that you're there and you're open and you're ready to serve them. So you can ask people to come in and enjoy your service and your products. Next point, you need to determine a location where people can see the restaurant, where there is visibility and where there is accessibility. They should be able to see the restaurant and see, okay, restaurant ABC is here. And in case if I have to reach there, I can take a metro, or maybe I can take a bus, or maybe I can go by two-wheeler or by four-wheeler. But it should be accessible and it should be visible. And one more point here is you also need NOC from 3 people at least around the neighborhood stating that they don't have objection in you setting up the restaurant there. So this comes under location of the restaurant. Fifth point is there are few licenses which you must procure in order to start a restaurant, which includes your GST, your liquor license in case if you are serving liquor, your business registration, your FSSAI because you are dealing with the food, professional tax license and trade license. So you need to spend a little bit of money for procuring these licenses as well. But in case if you don't have these licenses, you might end up paying penalty or your restaurant might get shut. So make sure you follow the rules and regulations and the procedures and the formalities so you don't get into trouble in the future. So all these licenses should be procured, and there might be other licenses which might come in the list as well, depending on the place where you're opening it and depending on what you're opening. Sixth point, manpower. As I mentioned earlier, you need someone to serve. So you need the service staffs. You need someone to cook, you need the kitchen staffs. I need someone to manage, you need the management staffs. So management staffs will take care of the service staffs, all the incomes, all the expenditure and everything. And you have the kitchen, the executive chef should be there who will decide on what are the dishes that they are going to make, what are the ingredients they are going to get, who are the vendors they are going to have the connection with, and everything will be decided by the executive chef. So there are these two big teams, which includes your service staff and your kitchen staff. So you have to decide how many people you are going to hire and how much you are going to pay them. So this has to be decided beforehand itself, so there won't be any confusion once the restaurant starts operating. Seventh point, you need to decide the vendors and the suppliers with whom you're going to have tie-up. So they should be of good quality, they should give you good quality ingredients and raw materials. So you will not just go talk to someone and decide that, okay, this is the person I'm going to have the tie-up and they are going to provide me with whatever I need. No, it's not going to work like that. So you have to meet 3-4 people, understand, have a good deal with them, and then crack the best deal so that you get profit as well as you get quality food. Eighth point is you have to create a menu. When it comes to the menu, you need to keep in your mind the ingredients that goes into the dish is very important, because how much are we spending in order to create this one dish, and this one dish, how much margin can we keep and sell it to the customers. And when you make a menu, it has to be attractive with good combos, good offers. The reason is because guests are going to order looking at the menu. If you have an attractive menu that actually pulls the customers towards the dishes, then you will get more profit. If it is like a normal simple menu with just like starters, main course and dessert, they will not be attracted. They might not feel like spending more. So you need to make them spend more. That is what is important. So you need to have an attractive menu. It is also important to use the ingredients which are locally available, so you can cut down the cost of importing ingredients from other places. And the next point here is branding and promoting. Very important part in setting up a restaurant or any business, I would say. And when it comes to restaurants, you need to set up a brand identity for you, which doesn't get formed overnight, but slowly and steadily you can do it. For example, if you're in a location where people serve Indian food and you have started a Thai restaurant, it will take time for people to come inside, have the Thai food and understand what it actually tastes like and is it good or bad. And once they feel it is good, they will spread the word. So once they spread the word, people will start coming to you. So this is how a brand identity is formed. So once you have built something unique and something that is good, people will give you a brand identity, and that identity will stay with you forever. And next one here is always have a website, because nowadays when people go and check in Google, immediately they go to the website and check like, okay, what is the price? How is the location? How is the ambience? Everything is checked in the website. So make sure you have a well-maintained website with good images of your menu, good pictures of your location, your restaurant, maybe some testimonies from the guests, from the customers. It will actually do a fabulous work, because people want to know how the place actually is before visiting it. So website is one big plus, and you should have a website if you're starting a restaurant. 10th point is have a soft opening. Make sure all your glitches have been covered. There is no flaws. You have the POS on place, you have all the technologies and everything on place, your electricity is good, your kitchen staffs are good, your service staffs are good, everyone are in uniform, everyone are like well good looking, and everyone are smart and ready to do the opening for the restaurant. So once it is done, once you have good amount of people walking in, tasting the food, they love the service, they love your food, then you're sorted. They themselves will go and tell everyone that this restaurant is open. It's a Thai restaurant. This is the first Thai restaurant in our area, and it is wonderful. You should go and check it out. The ambience is good, the interiors is good, the food is good, the price is good, the service is good, and everything is good. There is nothing that can shake you. So you should have a soft opening in order to have a smooth functioning later. And my last point is use the technology. So POS is very important. When it comes to POS, you need to punch in the food, you need to close it. Once it is being served, you need a KOT which gets raised when you're punching the food at the chef's area, so you have a complete and normal smooth functioning in the restaurant. And of course, you need your CCTV cameras and stuff, have your systems like a computer's laptop, what all technologies you need, but make sure everything is in place and everything is smooth and functioning. So in this video, we have seen 11 steps which you can use in order to start a restaurant. Right from the location, the investment, the manpower, to the technology, which also includes the evaluation cost, everything, if properly done, you can start a restaurant and start running it. It is not as easy as said, but it is not impossible. So if you follow all these steps, getting your licenses on place, your restaurant will be a successful business. So if you have a plan of starting a restaurant, I believe this video was helpful to you. But in case if you have more questions about it, you can always install our Freedom app and learn the course from our app and change your life positively. So this is Sanaram signing off from this video. I'll catch you again in the next. Until then, you guys take care and bye-bye.